Logan, can you guide me on this range?
Sorry, I didn't get you. The voice is too low to hear.
Can you guide me on append range?
Okay, so yeah, you didn't give the data table, and can you see the sheet name has not been mentioned there? Mention that first.
What will you give for data table here?
Sorry.
What should I give for data table?
What you have you forgotten? So we will need to give some data table. So either take the data from a generate data table or build data table, and then the keep provide the variable name there. So whatever the data table content present in that will be appearing on those things.
I tried few things like read cell, read column, then read range. So I did not build a data table here.
Hmm. See, first the data table. I didn't get you. Come again once again.
Yeah, I have practiced read cell, read column, read range,
Mhm,
uh, then write cell.
mhm.
Uh, I forgot the data table. Okay, how to build data
Append
table.
range is something. Wait. Append range. So you have to give a data table. So whatever the data table records will be added. That it doesn't clear it up. It'll be whatever the existing information along with it will be added up. So you have do one thing, use a build data table or generate data table, and then use that. Then it should be solved. Use build data table and then create your own columns and values, and then create a variable for that in the output, the right side, and that
Yeah.
variable you give there. So whatever the sheet name and the path location you mentioned, to that the data will be appended.
I got it. I'll practice this.
Okay, it's the same as that, so it's not a complicated one. So
Okay.
you can give a try on that. So let's. I think people have joined.
Yeah.
So let's continue with the sessions. Okay. Guys, anyone else has any issues on the topic that I mentioned yesterday? So do you want to revamp, or were you able to understand the things? So can we proceed further?
Can you show uh, zip activity?
What data activity?
It's
Which
like
activity?
yeah, in workbook there is a zip activity, right? Uh,
Zip activities.
yeah, yeah.
No, we didn't step into zip activities yet. So we were yesterday I have given under file workbook activities, right?
Yeah.
So you're talking about that.
Yes. Let's create and not workbook. What about the
I think Vijay has already been done that one. Vijay,
yeah,
can
I
you
will
just run and show them the part where you did the workbook activities so that
So
they
given
can
assessment, right? In the assessment, that compress zip file, create folder,
see
copy.
actually which one if you specify, because if you have worked on the Excel activities, it is the same replication. There is no changes in that.
Okay.
Only thing is
Okay.
that there you will be using an Excel application scope, and inside the body or a do activity, you will be keeping the other rest of the activities. In this one, it is
Okay.
direct. So you won't be having a visible Excel visible when it is running. So it'll be running through the background actually, and the execution is faster. And so you have to give a file path location for each. That's the main thing. So
Okay.
earlier there in the Excel application scope for itself, you will be giving the file path location and doing that. But here it is individual. That means it is simultaneously, like you can use 5 activities to do a 5-step or 5 different Excel activities update on that.
Thank you.
Okay, so just give a try and let me know which one you have an issue so that I can take that specific. Okay,
Sure.
so uh, so we can create a new sequence and name it as file activities. Go to new in the left side top and name it as file activities. Okay, so now what are the other activities is like, so we have seen CSV activities, similar way, which is for a similar Excel file. So now we're gonna see working with TXT files. Okay, so go to activities, Vijay. Can you see read text line, write text line, and append line? So this, instead of data table, we will be using a string variable. That means you're gonna work with a TXT file for this. Can you see read, write? Okay. So can you see append line? So drag and drop that too. So this is for first one, append line. Yeah. So this similar to the one which we worked with the CSV file. One thing is instead of data table, so this will work only for the text files. So we're gonna give the file path location and content what to be updated. Same goes for read. Will help you to read the text file present in the thing. So here you're gonna choose the TXT files or any files which you can read it up. Even you can use the ones CSV files also, you can choose it up. Even that kind of data also can be read. Select the file, click save. So what should be the text to be appended to it? So you can give it up in the here. So it won't clear up the data which is already present in that. So whatever the data you're gonna give, so it will be added in the end to end of the line, and then it will be added up. So same if you use the write text file, so whatever the data is earlier there, everything will be cleared, and the fresh data, whatever is stored in the variable or in between the double quotes that you placed in the text field will be filled up over there. And read file, as usual, by the name only you can understand that. So which will be helping you to read the content from the text file. So here also you can give the path location. If a file is not present, a new file will be created for that. So make sure that that particular text file is not a important file. Okay. Otherwise you will be losing the data on that. Choose a create a new text file notepad or something and then use that. Vijay, just
This is
create a
fine.
new file.
This is fine.
No,
Okay.
it'll be better. Just create a new file and then use that. Go to text document. text document and give the name as training.txt and choose that file path location. So copy some path location to that and then is it done? So use the same thing for the write text file also. So when you use write text file, it'll be clearing the previous data, whatever is present in the notepad, and then it'll be writing down the new data that you have given. Okay. So just do a step into so that you can see the step-by-step activity. So you can open the notepad and then check what is the data present in there. Wait. Still it is not been done. It'll be activated. You can see the line first. So don't keep the file open. So that isn't gonna do anything. Click on step into. So now go to the path location and open the notepad file. The above one, yes, just try. So you can see, so you just given append line. So the file, there were no file content was there, so that it have added up. Now close the file. Now come back to the UI path. So when I do a step over, so when the file is being read from there, so the content of the file will be UI path. You step over. Did you close the file properly? One or more errors. No. The file path
Something
location.
underscore there.
Yes, file path location is incorrect. Stop the process. Copy paste the path location which you have given to the right to file name. Just copy and then paste it below. Append line, can you see? Yes, click on that. Copy the path location, Control A, Control C. Use same in the read text file and in the write text file. So use the same thing to the write text file also. Okay, so now do once again this step into. Step into. Okay, you step over now. Okay, now go to the file and open the file. So now you can see two lines of UiPath, because previously the lines data was written down. So along with it, the new line to be added up. So it have added up. Okay, now close this and come back to the UiPath. So next is read text file. So the both the lines will be read as in the variable if you have declared that. You step over. So the data from that will be read. So you can see here. So that was the content which we used read text file. Now, once after the write text file, you can see the content only text a file that alone will be updated, because write text file will clear the previous content, whatever is present in the file, and then it will write down only the new data. Okay. So click on step over and then go to the text file and then open the file and see the data. Okay. So it have cleared all the data and then added up the new ones to that. So now close this notepad file. Now come back. Stop the process. So I will give a certain activities as a assessment, but I will give a syntax to you. So no worries. So you can practice on this Saturday and Sunday. Okay. Simple, not a complicated ones. Okay. Can you see create file, create folder, drag and drop both, create file. Just double click on that. So it doesn't need to struggle that much. Just double click on that. Okay. So first one is create file. So you can choose the file location where the file to be created, and you have to give file location separately. File location in the sense folder path, and then below you have to give the file name with extension. So I personally tried txt, csv, htm, html. So those file extensions were working perfectly fine. So the file will be created and then you can utilize that. I've not tried with other files like xlsx, pdf and other things. I've not tried it, but you can give a try on that, whether it's working or not. But I'm sure about it works for txt, htm, html, csv files that can be created, and it works perfectly fine. Okay. So you have to give the folder location separately here, file name with extension in the second one. Clear? So next one is create folder. So creating a directory. So you have to give a folder location where a new folder has to be created. We just mentioned that in the path location, and the folder will be created at that particular location. Okay, that's what create folder does. So you'll be creating the folder in the path location which you mentioned. So you have to give the full location, including the folder path, what has to be created in the particular folder. Okay. So next, can you see copy file and move file? Double click on copy file and move file. So by the name you can understand. So copy file, from the source location, we are creating a copy to the destination location. A file copy will be created. Okay. So you can change the file location, that means the file name, to while it is transferring to the destination. So you can choose any file. And if the file is already accessed, so if you want to avoid the exceptions during runtime, if a file is already there to overlap, you have a checkbox there. You can just click on the checkbox. Suppose if the file is already present in that, it will be automatically overlapped with that one. Same goes for the move file. So move file, by the name you can understand that. So from the source location, the file is completely moved to the destination location. So while moving the file to the destination also, you can change the file name. So you also have a checkbox over there in case the file is already present. So you can overwrite over there. So while moving these files, you can choose the extension of zip, CSV file, whatever the extensions that we work on. So you can use that one. Okay. So it works perfectly fine. There is no issues with that. And you can also use a validation to check whether the file or folder exists by checking on path exist. In the left side, can you see path exist? Yes. So which will return you a Boolean value. So you can choose file or folder. So which will result true or false. So based on that, you can make the decision whether it's available or not, and then you can proceed further to make decision whether to create the file or read the file based on the output results. Clear? Any doubts so far?
Yeah.
Is clear, right? Okay. So now can you see delete option in the left side? Yes, drag and drop it. So you can give the file location and the file will be deleted if the file exists, and the file will be deleted. So you can also give the directory. So when you say directory, all the files and folders present in the directory will be deleted. So it's not only the directory. So whatever the files present in that will be cleared. Okay. So you can see compress zip files and extract unzip files. So this is specific for zip files to work with zip file. So it doesn't work with any other extension like RAR, 7-zip and other things. So this works perfectly with zip files extensions. Okay. So basically what we will be doing is to clear the files as well as add up the files. So can you see drag and drop, compress zip files and then extract unzip files? Yes, double click on that and extract unzip files. So here, which will be helping you to create your own zip files. So here you can choose the option whether you want to choose the files or folders. Okay. So if you choose that particular file, it will be added up. And here you have to give the name and path location where the zip file to be created. Here it will be just a information. So it's not a mandatory one that you have to be creating it. So because you're already giving it in the first point. Second, so here you're adding up the files and folders that to be added up to the zip file. So here you're gonna extract it. So here you have to give the zip file path location and the directory where the unzip files and folders to be extracted. You have to give, and here you will be having the directory information. So this is also not a mandatory one to be created because it's just gonna give the directory information what you're giving in the file to extract. It's going to be the same path location. Just a confirmation that the files and folders being saved in the particular location. Clear?
Yes.
See, if you don't get that, I'll take you through it once again on Monday. So not a issue. But I want you to give a try on that. That's the reason I'm taking you. Okay. So just give a try. If you don't get it, I'll take you through it once again on Monday. Okay. So now collapse this file. So you can take up this as an assessment for the weekend. Okay. So expand clipboard. So we yesterday we were about to see one more activity which was left as copy selected text. So copy selected text. So during the runtime, suppose you have highlighted some text in the application. It can be any kind of application that is in the front end. So that you want to copy the content, highlighted one that you want to copy that, then this copy selected text will help you to copy the ones. But only thing is that an application to be active and it should be having some highlighted content, then only it'll work, otherwise it'll throw an error. So go to your browser. So just select some content there. Okay, so now come back to UiPath. So here in the right side you have to create a variable. Can you see result? So there you have to declare a variable name and then drag and drop a right line. Drag and drop a right line below the copy selected text and then declare the variable name. So what you have to do is right click, run from this activity, and then before it has to be initiated, you have to do within the fraction of second, because it right click, run from this activity. So once you click continue, use Alt tab to bring back the application in the front. Otherwise, as I mentioned that, so this happens during the runtime. So click on run from this activity. So before you're going to step in and click continue, so double click on the value required. Save it and close if it is not being used, or delete that. No, I think until you close that issue, it won't be resolved. Just click on delete that activity, append line. Yes, append range. Yeah, click on delete that, scroll down, and then right click that, run from this activity. So use alt tab at the second. Okay, click on continue and use alt tab. You have to click on continue and then you have to use alt tab. Then it won't be throwing up any errors. If it is not finding the copy selected text, then it will show an error. I think you, why did you come back to UiPath once again? I think go back and stop the process. I think it have missed the window, I think. So what you have to do is run from this activity, continue, and with the fraction, you have to come to the browser. You have to click on continue, right? Yeah. Think. Got it. So this is the one thing, but if it is missing the window and if it doesn't, you have called this activity and it doesn't find any selected content, then it'll throw an error. So just be careful when we are using this activity. Okay. Now clear the search. Let's go for the next set of activities. Okay. So now collapse the clipboard. So that completes the clipboard activities. Okay. So expand environment. So basically environment, this beep sound, it doesn't work, but you can give a try. So double click on that. So they say that it makes a sound, but I never heard it. So there is no input is required. It's just a CPU sound that is okay. So next we have get environmental folder. So we usually have a difficulty in finding out whichever the machine the process may run. So finding out the document location, downloads location, program files location will be always having a difficulties on that. That difficulty can be broken down through this. Okay, it's a drop down. From the drop down you can choose whatever the path location you want, and the right side you can see a variable that can be created. So the special folder, whatever the value that you choose, that the full path location will be stored as, and you will be getting as a output there. So that from there you can concatenate and to get the downloaded files or the files which is already present over there. So you can choose that. So you can see get environmental variable also. So that we will be using selective values only. So I personally used this particular machine name, username, domain name, those kind of values I was using it for get environmental variable. In the left side, can you see one more activity? Get environmental variable. So click on the drop down. So that is also a drop down. So if any environmental variable that you have created, then you can get the values of it. So I said, right, I used machine name, username. So this while sharing the information to the users or sending the emails during that time. So whichever the present active user, that username alone you will be getting that one. So you can also create your own environmental variable and get the values be referred here. If you go to your start menu and type environmental variable, so you will get that option. So there you can create your own environmental variable, and that environmental variable can be used here and then referred during the runtime. So I personally use, as I mentioned, machine name and the username, so which is most helpful. So when we need to send a notification that from this machine the process made a run which is failed or completed, so you can refer that one. Okay, clear?
Yes.
So you will be getting the particular machine's username. So I think go to the output, you can see that. Okay, so you got your machine username. What was it? Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So next one is get password. So this is kind of an so when during the development time we use this usually. So any value that you want to encrypt it. So to just to hide the password value from the user. So in the right side in the password field you can enter the value. So it'll be a string encryption. So it's not encrypting the password. So instead of displaying the password, so you're going to use this, which will help you to avoid a distraction. That means from if anyone is opening the system, so they won't be able to see the system password. For that purpose, you can use this. Clear? So you can type over there. Just type it. So you won't be able to see it. So the result will be an encrypted string. That's it. Rest everything remains the same. Clear?
Yes.
It's going to be the same. So there is no changes in that. So only thing is that instead of encrypting it, it will be a string encryption. That means you can still use the value, but you can't see what is the password value has been entered by the user. That's it. But it's a string value only, so it is not an encrypted one completely. But it'll be just avoiding the display from the users. So user can't identify what is the value has been stored in. Okay, clear?
Yeah, clear.
If any doubts, you can stop me. Is it clear?
Clear.
Okay. So for this one, PowerShell and VB script, there is an example. I'll send out the link to the Vijay, which I will be forwarding to this. Basically, PowerShell and VB script is similar to the macro thing which we did. So this is specific to the scripting languages. Okay, so if you're good at PowerShell, so PowerShell is nothing but similar to the command prompt ones. Okay, whereas the IT admin people will be using most of the things. That means to interact with the CPU. Okay, so just like how we use a command prompt, same way you can use PowerShell. Can you go to your start and type PowerShell, Vijay? Which looks similar to your command prompt, but that will be having altogether a different set of code lines to work with. Can you see window PowerShell? Yeah, click on that. So which has a different way of running through the commands. So to work with this, we will be using that invoke PowerShell. So we have to run through the scripts and then you can work with that. Okay. So for this one, I will send an example as well as for the VB script. So both you can give a try on the weekend. Okay. Any doubts? Okay. So in that case, then I will wind it up here. Okay. So practice on. And then from I think from Monday, there is one activity which is left application. So I'll take you through it, and then I think from Monday we can start working with applications. Okay. So we'll be starting with browser first, and then we will be working with Windows application. Okay. So practice on. If you don't get understand it, or if you didn't get the results, so let me know so we can work on Monday and sort out the issues before we are stepping into another activities. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
And Edward, I think next week we can plan the meeting. So
Yeah.
let me know when we can do that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.